Oh my God, it's just buried under a bunch of NXT UK stuff, I guess.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roll Up for the Win. And we just literally, before I started recording, found out that Velveteen Dream has been released amongst a bunch of other people, but he hands down is the biggest name. So we literally found out 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, wow. I mean, saw it coming, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because of the allegations and stuff he was dealing with a few months back, no one's shocked, really.
No one's shocked, but I am shocked because reportedly he was at Raw like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, like they had him backstage like as a sub, and they didn't use him.
Wow. And to go from that to 2 weeks later, just outright releasing him.
Yeah, just bye. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy because, I mean, it's got to be because of that, because of the out-of-the-ring issues he was dealing with, because he was, like, on his way to being a major star with the company, I think. He was on that path for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll see who takes a gamble on him in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate, but, yeah, that was the biggest name, hands down. There were, not to downplay the other names, there were a few others, and I'm pulling it up right now. But
Jessamine Duke was one of them.
Jessamine Duke was a big name. Alexander Wolf, who was part of, blanking on the name.
Well, up until this, like literally 2 days ago, he got kicked out of Imperium.
Imperium?
Yeah, he got kicked out of Imperium.
Okay.
So it was like they knew that I guess he wasn't going to resign because he's gone to Twitter and clarified that his contract was up on June 16th anyway. Mm-hmm. So he was like, as of the 17th, I'm a free agent. So he's not one that like just randomly got canned. I think that he was already not going to sign. So they were like, we'll just cut you loose early.
Yeah. Okay.
So wasn't shocked, especially given what he said on Twitter. So whatever.
Yeah. I liked him in that group, but you know.
I liked him too, and they had a built-in story. Like he didn't want to hit Killian Dane with the steel chair, and he was conflicted, and because they were Insanity together. So I mean, there was a cool storyline that could have played out, but not happening.
Mm-hmm. So he's gone, but you know, he's a young, talented dude. I can see him landing elsewhere and being successful for sure. Jessamine Duke, we'll see. She was part of the Four Horsewomen, the original Ronda Rousey Four Horsewomen.
Yeah. So I guess we're never getting that match ever, the 4 versus 4.
I mean, I knew that like a year ago. We're never getting that match because Shayna Baszler, hands down, is the most talented of that group, I think. Mm-hmm. Then you got Marina Shafir, who a lot of people hyped up her mic skills, her in-ring skills, saying this girl's going to be a star. She, of course, is married to Roderick Strong, so she's got a good spot in the company. And I heard that like 3 or 4 years ago, and I still haven't heard a peep from her since.
Yeah, well, I don't know. She's been posting a lot recently on Instagram. Marina Shafir has anyway, mm-hmm. With the hashtag The Problem. So maybe that's like her new gimmick. Maybe that's like because they both walked out. Both her and Roderick Strong walked out together, like kayfabe in NXT. Like he was like, I quit after the Undisputed Era thing happened. Right. So he walked out. Maybe they're going to come back as some sort of, I don't know. You got The Problem. Maybe he's recruiting people, and we'll get The Problem versus The Way. I don't know.
The battle of weird team names. And then Skylar Story was another one. Skylar Story.
That one surprised me, but then I was like, I kind of know where she's going to land. She's already wrestled at Impact. She was in Evolve, and that's how WWE got her.
And she's dating Joey Janela from...
Yeah, she's dating Joey Janela, so we kind of know where that's going to end, I think. It seems like a logical spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So unfortunate. It seems like every time we want to record that day, there's news that there have been some firings.
Yeah. Well, wow. I'm still so shocked. I'm still processing Velveteen Dream.
I know, man. I know. I know. At one point, even John Cena said he wanted to wrestle him a couple years back. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but anyway.
He really fudged it up there, buddy.
Yeah. On to happier news. Miz tore his ACL. Just kidding, not happier news. But the Miz, who has been celebrated for his durability and not ever getting hurt, sustains a serious injury, which could sideline him for minimum 8 months.
Yeah, up to a year, perhaps. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Something also apparently happened to Braun Strowman, so he's going to be out for a little while too during WrestleMania Backlash. I don't think it's too serious, but he's going to be out for a little while. I mean, we can always use a break from Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Less is more with him, I think.
I mean, he's been getting shoved down our throats a lot the last couple of years. And
yeah, I think less is more with him.
Yeah. Do you like the way they've used him the last few years?
No.
And you think the way they could have used him better is less, like as a monster that comes out only every once in a while?
Yeah, monster that comes out every once in a while and still do the ridiculous things, like still flip over an ambulance by all means.
Yeah,
but
not every Monday night.
Yeah, don't tear down the set one week, knock over a porta potty the next week, and then you're tipping over an ambulance the following week. Like it's too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was like for World's Strongest Man purposes, just to prove that he was like pulling the truck and stuff like that with Mark Henry. We get it. You're big and strong.
You get it. You're super strong. Yeah.
Yeah. It's less is more. I think that's just me.
That's a concept WWE has not and will never understand.
Maybe. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They just overexpose, and yeah, I mean, it kind of worked with John Cena, but it's not. You can't copy paste it to everyone.
No, you can't. So Miz is hurt, but this is a chance for him to kind of. He's another one that's been put in our face, I think, a little too much. He had the brief title reign, which I think he deserved, but the circumstances sucked because he had to give it right back.
Yeah. If anything is to be taken away from this, I think that we drop the whole Johnny Drip thing, and then we get like a John Morrison run. That would be fantastic.
I hope so. But you saw Nikki Cross throw him back in the ring in the lumberjack match.
Fantastic. I love Nikki Cross. She can do no wrong.
It was cool, but can't be doing stuff like that if you want to give Morrison a legit push.
I mean, she just tossed him back in the ring. It's not like she beat him up.
Yeah, but WWE, that's next.
No, I hope not. I hope that match with Damian Priest, that's a little bow at the end of it, and we're done with that story. Priest can move on.
One would hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And yeah, Priest needs to go do something else. He needs to go after a mid-card belt, or I don't know. As long as it's not feuding with Elias, I don't care.
Elias, I'm sure he's a talented guy, but
he really is. He's super talented in the ring. I think he's very entertaining, but they don't let him do anything.
No, his shtick is going to be that same shtick forever.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, one thing I am enjoying on Raw is RK Bro.
Oh my God.
How great is that?
Dude, just every once in a while, WWE puts this odd couple together, and it's flipping magic. Yeah,
they need to let it keep going. Do not stop it. Please let it keep going longer.
Oh my God, let it have the run that Team Hell No had. He had a great run with with Pete Dunne as the Broserweights.
Yes, he did. And it's a
And
shame.
that was
Really,
phenomenal.
and really, the pandemic is what ended it.
Right, because Pete Dunne had to go back home. um, it is what it is, but yeah, he's made for TV. Matt Riddle's made for TV.
Absolutely, absolutely. They found a way to do the comedic stuff with him, which pleases Vince, makes him laugh, but it's also entertaining to the fans.
Yeah, and you've got like a legit story there, like backstory. Apparently, Riddle, when he first met Randy Orton, they were all at a house show, and they like jammed a bunch of the NXT recruits in there too.
Mhm.
And so the locker room was full and all that stuff. So then he was like, walked by him, and Matt Riddle didn't say anything. He had like red eyes apparently, and was just like, "What's up?" and just walked away. Like he didn't introduce himself or anything. Like Randy Orton apparently like legit didn't like him until he actually wrestled him. I guess earlier this year, and he was like, "Oh, this kid can go like in the ring." So then, legitimately, it's a storyline that works because it legit happened.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't like him, and then I realized that I can respect the way that he can hustle in the ring, so I'm gonna give him a shot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they need to get well.
I think Randy pitched the RK Bro thing. I'm not gonna lie.
That's great. I love it. As soon as those words were uttered by Matt Riddle a few weeks back during that backstage promo, I'm like, I need an RK Bro shirt, and I need it now.
Yeah, and he's been teasing it. He's like, I'm gonna get snakeskin trunks, and he's like, the RK Bro merch is coming, bro.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait. They need a long run. They need a run with the tag titles. But
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They can't drop the ball again with a team that's really over with the fans and not give them a belt like Enzo and Cass.
Or Breezango.
Breezango, yes.
I still play it back in my head when they fought the Usos for the title, and friggin' Fandango's on the floor avoiding frog splashes because he just rolls to the other side of the ring, and then the Usos go to the other side of the ring to do the frog splash. Then he just rolls back to the other side of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was comedic gold. I don't even know what pay-per-view that was, but that stayed in my head.
The Fashion Files, you remember that?
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic. It's like, what is this? It's a title. No, it's a belt or something like that. You remember that joke?
Yeah, and just the different entrances that they had. Oh, whatever. It was fantastic.
Missed an opportunity there. I hope they don't miss it with this one. But they also need to build a legit tag division, which I don't know if that will ever happen, but it would make it mean more.
It would. It would. Right now, it's a bunch of makeshift teams other than the Usos, the Street Profits. I guess the Dirty Dogs have been around a long time. And the New Day. That's it.
Right. That's it. So let's see.
Oh, and the actual tag team champions, which is all AJ Styles and Omos. Totally makes sense.
Right. Totally. Speaking of Styles, wanted to touch on this. So I was hearing one of the episodes of Wrestling Observer. Brian Alvarez went into, he was covering how WWE is going to go back to live crowds soon, and that's good because we're going to know how the fans really feel about certain wrestlers. Because
right.
Until then, it's been virtual fans and fake crowd noise, basically the WWE dictating if you like what kind of crowd reaction you get if you're a face.
Yeah, they were dictating who's over.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is why Tamina just got her first championship in her entire run of WWE. It's because fans were chanting her name at WrestleMania, so they were like, "Oh, we fudged up."
Mm-hmm.
So they gave it to her 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever it was.
Right. But on this topic, AJ Styles on Raw, he was talking about how he's being booked as a babyface when he fought. I want to say did he fight Elias?
I have no idea. Yeah, Elias probably.
I want to say it was Elias. Styles was booked as a babyface in this match, in this story, but the fans, like if you listen to the announcers, he was booked as a face. The fans, the virtual fans, were told to boo. So
Yeah.
half the time they don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, they're instructed, like right now, they're instructed to cheer Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Despite, like, one of the weeks she was tagging with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Why?
Yeah, no, she's ever since she won the title, she's been booked as a heel.
But they're still being told to cheer her.
Right. So I think, yeah,
like WWE doesn't even know how they want it to be booked.
Right. Yeah, no, they're legit confused. Same thing happened with Angel Garza. Angel Garza, which I enjoyed seeing this, got a huge win over Drew Gulak.
Twice.
Yeah, so he's getting a little push, it seems. But I guess being booked as a heel because the babyface announcers liked it. The heel announcers liked it. The babyface announcers hated it. They were disgusted with it or whatever.
Right, yeah, because he's shoving the rose up Gulak's butt, and then the other one he shoved it down his throat, and then like he patted him on the backstage, and then the rose came back out of his mouth. I was like, that's a little much. Come on.
Yeah. So booked as a heel, but being cheered like a face. So
because the fans want to see him. They like him.
I like him. I like him
too. He's super talented.
To be fair, I think that's the reaction he would get in real life.
Yes. I think so too.
100%. And I hope they give him that push because, like we said, if they don't, he, like his boy Andrade, is gone.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I would if I was him. He's that good. So I think we covered the main stuff. Now WrestleMania Backlash happened. I think pretty much everything we thought was going to happen happened. Yep. Both world titles were retained. By the way, we were talking about this before we recorded. They continued the whole Cesaro Seth Rollins thing, which you said you thought was dumb.
That is dumb. Continuing it in that sense, like that he still has a gripe with Cesaro. That's dumb. He should have come to save him.
Right. Obviously, we know what this is leading to, a triple threat between the three of them.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And he's probably going to stack and pin both of them.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, yeah, no. It's Rollins. I think the plan, it seems like now, the new plan is to eventually push Rollins as a face to have him maybe beat Roman or at least have a rivalry with him.
Yeah, so it could be several pay-per-views. No, it's not going to be bad matches at all.
No, I don't hate it. I like Seth versus Roman better than Cesaro versus Roman. As good as Cesaro is, I just think the Seth Roman thing, the story's built in. You almost don't have to do anything as a writer.
Yeah, almost.
It's
you
like
have to figure out how this like Monday night or Friday night Messiah character has to go against the tribal chief.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say you can't mess this one up, but I wouldn't put it past them. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah, they've got and we've got new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, which is the Mysterios, as thought.
Have a father and son ever won the tag titles?
Nope, it was the first time ever.
First time ever.
They said it quite a few times.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch the match.
Yeah, they mentioned it a few times.
As per WWE, that's how they do it.
Yeah, whenever they have the opportunity to do it first, boy, are they going to do it. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I don't know how long it's going to be that they keep the belts because the rumor is that the Usos are probably going to take it. So that way that whole bloodline has like all the belts.
I would, yeah, that makes the most sense, I think, long term, is to have them all with the belts and then Roman loses it first. And then maybe the Usos turn on him because he's like gone soft or whatever.
or they have championships, so they're technically the heads of the table.
Right, which they already planted that seed because Jimmy said it.
Mm-hmm. So that would be interesting, to say the least.
It would be interesting. So yeah.
And we've got new women's tag team champions with Tamina and Natalia taking it. Thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
Tamina deserved it. So does Natty, to be honest.
They both deserved it. Yeah. No, it was. I liked seeing that. They both deserve belts. They've certainly put in their time with the company, both of them.
Absolutely.
So,
and yeah, now the other two can implode and have their feud. Great. Because I'd love to see, I don't know. I had this thought came into my head the other day that I told you, getting a group like Legacy that had Ted DiBiase Jr., Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Manu, I think Manu was in it too. So having that type of group, but with the females that are second generation. So Charlotte Flair would be like the established star, and then you have Tamina and Natty as like the veterans, and then you bring up, strap a rocket to her if she's ready, Simone Johnson from NXT. And she was recently seen filming some vignettes or something with Zelina Vega. I'm just saying, if that's the manager of the stable, I don't hate any of it.
Me neither. I love it.
Like, if you do that kind of a group and just run roughshod over, like, I feel that that's something that is lacking in the Charlotte Flair character. She needs like a stable to run. Just like, sad to say, just like her dad. She needs that.
Yeah. Stables seem to work if you put the right people together. They just work.
Yeah.
Like, especially a heel stable that's just running roughshod over everybody on the roster. It just, people want to tune in to see them get their asses kicked or whatever.
And even that could be like, yes, it's like Legacy, but it's also like Evolution, kind of. Not that Tamina or Natty one of them should not have like be quote unquote retired, but you have that like Simone Johnson, who's like the Randy Orton, and then you have like Flair, who's like the Triple H of the group, and eventually you see they're like, she'll flip the switch and turn on the Queen at some point, which would be fantastic.
Or like how her dad did with Nation of Domination.
Good. All of it. All of it would be fantastic. There's so many ways that you can do that. And it would all play into stuff that their fathers, or basically that their fathers were associated with. There's so much stuff that you can do and plug and play with that sort of thing. And we already know that Natty's not great on the mic. We know that Tamina's not great on the mic. We don't know if Simone Johnson is great on the mic. Zelina Vega could speak for all of them.
Yes, she can. She's phenomenal on the mic.
So that's just the way I'd do it.
I like it. I don't disagree with any bit of it. I think they should just go. I think you should submit this to WWE.
They're gonna be like,
along with your resume.
Come up to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Come to
seriously.
be like, oh shit, I gotta get my finest D-Generation X tank top on.
So yeah, man, I think we covered pretty much the important stuff. Anything before we log off? Anything else you wanted to cover?
Couple things I had mentioned to you earlier. My proposal of having a couple trades.
Trade rumor, yes. Tell me, what are your proposals?
Trading. Who was it now? Alistair getting traded to Raw for Drew McIntyre. I think Drew needs new opponents.
Drew going to SmackDown would be huge.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably where he's ultimately going to land because he said, I mean, Vince loves him. He's a huge star.
Yeah. And he needs to feud with Roman Reigns. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, because who else? I mean, if he's not feuding with Lashley for the title, what else is there for him in Raw?
I mean, other than what they have supposedly planned for him for this summer, which is to feud with Jinder Mahal, nothing.
Right, which I don't like. I prefer him going to SmackDown.
I don't hate it because they've had similar paths. They both got fired the same day. They had to come back, and Jinder's won the title before him, and it wasn't well received. And then Drew got all the praise because he's the favorite. There's a story there that can be told. The other one was Asuka getting traded to SmackDown, and SmackDown sending over Bayley to Raw.
Okay. And this would benefit both, you think?
Yes. Asuka needs new competitors. She's run through everybody.
Right.
The only person she hasn't feuded with, it like individually, is like Shayna Baszler. And they did that, Yes, you can rehash that stuff from NXT, but whatever. She could go to SmackDown, and Bayley coming over to Raw, I think, would help the Raw division significantly.
Yeah, it's Raw needs it.
Imagine hearing Ding Dong Hello on a Monday.
Yeah, Raw needs something because I mean the discrepancy between them and SmackDown is just too big right now.
Yeah, it needs a switch to be flipped.
It needs Keith Lee is what it needs.
You know what? You don't even have to send Drew McIntyre over to SmackDown. I think you'd restart the whole thing. You can do Alistair to Raw and send Keith Lee to SmackDown.
And
just etch a sketch the Keith Lee thing. Like, just re-debut him.
Pay the man, get his music back.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Yep. Just restart.
Yeah. Because oh my God, his music was such a big part of how he got over. But
and supposedly, very quietly, they have supposedly moved Mia Yim over to the SmackDown side anyway. So just to churn the rumor mill a little more.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think we covered just about everything.
The only other, it's not even a little bit of news. Like, Will Ospreay had to give up the IWGP title due to injury.
Yes, so that's vacant, and that forbidden door has been kicked open a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
by Don Callis. So
I say you call the invisible hand, Don Callis.
Yeah, I wanted to get to a point where Omega's literally, he has a title on each shoulder, one around his waist, one on each hand, and he just has all of them.
I want a shirt with Omega on it that he's got all of the belts, and he just looks, it's a purple shirt, and he's basically Thanos, and at the bottom it just says, I am inevitable, and that's it.
I would love that.
I'd buy it.
I would 100%. Well, I think we only got a couple minutes left, so we got to log off soon. But anyway, yeah, so good show, and I think we got Double or Nothing coming up soon.
Woo,
love Double or Nothing. My favorite. Well, I love all their pay-per-views, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Lots of matches got announced for that. We'll talk about that next week, though.
We'll talk about that next week, yes. It's been Roll Up for the Win. Until then, we will see you next time. Take it easy.
See ya.